So, what does it mean to be one with their inner journey? I can't give you an answer. What I can do is tell you a story or my story or a perspective. To go deeper into the realm of inner journey is, I guess, really quick to be able to illuminate your outer journey is that we live in this organized matrix of collective agreements with the mind, of the conscious mind, of the conscious thinking mind. And in that realm, we do work within the understandings of truth or false or prove it to me, show me the way, help me to understand. And nothing wrong with that, but you need to understand that before we go on deeper, because the disclaimer is there's no way one can show you their inner journey. All they could do is illuminate. No different than if you or I were an artist and they say, show me how you're an artist. I can't show you that, but what you can do is see my art and feel the experience, and then in theory you're invoked for you to be able to create your own art and you become inspired. Same thing as if you're a boxer, right? Oh, show me that you're a fighter. Prove to me that you're a fighter. There's only one way, Prove to me that you are a Kung Fu practitioner. Prove to me that this is your system. You get that all of the time within the Kung Fu community. And what happens is that there's only one way to prove it, right? You get in the ring with me, and if it works, it works. And then you decide further and we take it from there. Same thing. That's the outer journey. And it's hard for one to get out of the construct of their conscious mind. So what is the inner journey? Well, I'll explain more of a layman's version of science as to your mind. Your physical mind has four levels in a very basic sense. You have your conscious mind, you have your subconscious mind, and you have your unconscious mind. But you have another extraordinary set of mind called your metaconscious mind. And the quickest way that I can explain that is that if you look at the definition of what it is to be human, and you go deeper within that definition, scientifically, you are called a Homo sapien sapien. Why is sapien used twice? Homo sapien sapien means that we are one, we are humans that are self-realized, and we have the ability to realize and see that we are self-realized. We have the meta-conscious. So we have the ability to oversee, naturally speaking, we all do, to realize that we are realized or realizing in the moment. That's the mindset of an overseer. And we all do it subconsciously. Once you bring that into the consciousness, then you can understand now deeper your inner journey, because now you begin to unravel what you've already been doing. But the whole point is that you do it now in your conscious realm of existence. So in your mind, within your four realities of your mental existence, as I mentioned before, a thought forms, an idea forms, right? And once it forms, you realize, and once you realize that thought, you start to identify to it, right? And when you identify to it, then you make the obvious conscious decision to say, well, I'm just going to let the thought flow, or I'm going to take it deeper within that journey, or I'm going to be reminded to do something. You take action from that inaction, from that thought when it forms. So action and action is a decision that's made in the moment when that thought forms, right? And once that action or inaction forms, for you to be able to make a decision, already your subconscious, your unconscious mind is already taking that thought into your 5 primary senses and your 6th sense, meaning your smelling, your tasting, your feeling, right? And that's when you start to create an action per se, or an action for the inaction. You might say, not doing this. Yeah? You created an action, you created a decision, and now your body's actually working within that decision. Or you just make a sensory facial posture as to, nah. See, you take that thought, an idea, and even the inaction has an action. It's like yin and yang. So even pure yin has a little yang, and pure yang has a little yin. Hence the little dots in the symbol of the black and the white. You have a little white and you have a little black. And that's actually the understanding of the theory of yin and yang that's used in Chinese medicine and in other esoteric arts and whatnot. So now you see how thought is formed, and within your tree of knowledge, which is your nervous system innervation that includes your brain, your spinal cord, and the entire brachial plexus of your nervous system. That is the tree of knowledge. The tree of knowledge, that is when you actually breathe in oxygen, you breathe out carbon dioxide, and no different than a physical tree. The tree breathes in or receives carbon dioxide, and it expires oxygen in return, right? So in the tree of knowledge is our ability to be able to exist within this physical combination. If that's the tree of knowledge, then what is the inner journey? What is one unraveling to attain, again, the inner wisdom of your origins of who you really are before or even after your physical matter of existence? That is the study of the tree of life. And esoteric religions such as Kabbalism, Kabbalistic Christianity, they all have books and they go deeper within the unraveling of that. But I'm going to give you my perspective. Within this paradox, both the tree of knowledge and the tree of life, they coexist, no separate than that of a physical tree in the Amazon rainforest or in a park, and you as a breatharian, one who needs to breathe to live. And we coexist, yet seemingly separate, but really not at the same time. So in the conscious realm, the collective matrix, which is actually an organic space of a collective agreements, whether you agree or you don't agree, we all live within that collective agreement, right? Within that, that's considered the conscious way of thinking. The trap or the entrapment is that we feel that we're boxed in that, which enables or disenables us to be able to activate and bring to the conscious mind as well, our unconscious, subconscious, and our metaconscious mind. And that is the culmination of being able to, within your temple walls, to be able to come into a realization of your four minds from within. And I'm speaking in numeracy. As far as the numbers, there's codes behind that. 4 in Chinese means death. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That's why a lot of people don't want to use the number 4 in their address, because it's supposed to bring death or bad luck, right? But 4 means something different. 4 means that if you took physical form, right, and you're experiencing a human incarnation of the experience of coming from the ethers, and in Chinese they say heaven, or the heavens, the ethers, from the unknown, and you are here working within your soul imprint from the unknown. So you're the one holding the trinity of experience, right? The trinity of heaven, and you are the one holding that trinity. So that makes you the fourth. So 1, 2, 3, 4 means birth and death and completion of. So to complete your journey of being human is to birth and to die within your experience, so that you can complete an entire outer journey of what it is to be human. So until you physically die, you are not complete. Until you mentally die, you are not complete. Until you emotionally die, you are not complete. So death is not limited to the physical realm. Death is an understanding of you being able to live and die and live, which is the recycling of the inspiration and expiration of breathing in and letting go, life and death. Carbon dioxide is letting go of what doesn't serve you. Non-stop. You live and breathe life and death. And in the mental state, we are told and taught, and we put a belief system behind that it's not until you physically die that you rebirth. It's not until you physically die that you can see. So if you create that island of that existence, and you create a community within that island and say, this is our island, and we're going to come into this collective agreement, and we're surrounded by the sea of water, that is true. You become the island of that collective agreement, and everybody now is resonating with what you believe in, and eventually you have enough people to start to culminate within that belief system, and then we start embodying that belief system, which is part of the tree of knowledge of experiencing, whether you are or you are not that, whether it's a limited belief system or whether it's something that's longer lasting. You're here to experience that. It's not about realms of good or bad. You're experiencing that. But what if I was to tell you in another reality, from another perspective, that you are not the island, but you are the ocean surrounding the island? Now, they're both truth, because the island represents your conscious mind. The human in that island represents the identity, that I'm Marcus, that I'm this person, that I'm a man, I'm an acupuncturist, I'm this and that and this and that. Those are patterns of identity, right? That is the one. But that is just one out of the 4 minds that exist. The ocean, your brain is actually 92 or 93% water made of. The ocean of your existence is to be able to release and to let go of the attachments limiting you to completion, to the fore. And the journey of unraveling is to no longer see yourself limited within the realm of just simply being a human or a Homo sapien sapien, that you are, but yet again, that's another label, that you are the island, or that you are the person in the island, or that you are the belief system within the island, or that you are within the collective of agreeing, or that you are the ocean. Don't limit yourself and stop there. Keep expanding that sense of consciousness. And within that journey, something beautiful will always illuminate. And in this case, you cannot just simply believe me. I'm just creating art as I speak. If you believe me, you're creating another island and another realization based on my words of, again, the matrix of one of the four minds. What I'm asking you to do for you is to understand and master the art of belief. And from belief, then you start to recreate the roots within this firmament that we live in of knowing more beyond the physical, more beyond the metaphysical, that there is an insubstantial aspect of your entire creation coexisting at the same time, not limiting to the words that I'm even speaking, nor the story. And only then will you take your belief of self to start to separate belief and knowing. That separation between the two is the freedom of believing and the freedom of knowing. So you have to be 100% belief within your human experience, and you have to be 100% of the knowing in your experience. And only then will you be able to activate all your six senses, all of them, all at the same time, to finally birth the seventh hidden sense. That hidden sense we all have, but it cannot be birthed until you rest after 6 days. And on the 7th, you will see all that you need to see. And the 7th is no longer linear, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or just 7. See, 7 births 7 frequencies of the color of the rainbow of your existence. And once you do that, the true way as an artist or a creator or a content creator would be able to see is to exercise your right side of the brain and to be able to see how you become enlightened, illuminated of self, how you start to now see the colors of your existence birth and new frequencies of colors that only you can see within your inner way of seeing, thus illuminating your inner journey. And only then will you be able to integrate, interweave both you living in that island and both you living in that ocean. And who is the one seeing in the meta-conscious world the story of the island and the sea?